My name is Truth Renaissance, and I'm here to show you how to make a dairy-free, gluten-free, GMO-free chocolate pudding type of thing. I use this for breakfast in the morning, I use it for a snack, I use it for dinner, like after dinner dessert. But today I'm going to show you how to make it, and I also freeze it in little jars, and I'll show you how to do that so that I can take it with me in the car, and then that way if I need a little pick-me-up snack, I have it with me and I don't have to stop at some store and get some junk food. Now, I've gathered all my things, so what I'm going to do is tell you what there is so that you can gather those ingredients and we can make this together. Now, what we're going to need is some type of liquid. I use coconut water. I purchased this at Costco. They have it by the case and it's very, very good. Coconut water has a lot of electrolytes and everything. I'll talk about that a little bit later. I have a printout of what kind of things coconut oil has, or coconut water, pardon me. You can also use water, you can use almond milk, you can use coconut milk, you can use maple water. Yeah, there is such a thing as maple water, and I have used it in the past. So, what we're going to do is continue on here. You're going to need some chia seeds. Again, I buy these at Costco as well. Really good deal, but you can get it at most health food stores, and you need chia seeds. Okay. You're also going to need some raw cacao, not cocoa, raw cacao. When you're doing raw foods, you need to use the raw ingredients. And by the way, all of my ingredients are organic. So I buy it in bulk and I put it in, the mason seal jars. You're also going to need some vanilla powder, or a lot of people use vanilla extract, but I've switched to a vanilla powder, and I find it just kicks it up a notch with the flavor. You're going to need some dates. Now there is medjool dates out there, and you can buy them bulk, etc. at the health food stores. But Costco now carries these other organic dried fruit dates by a company called Made in Nature. And so I picked these up, and you need a few more of these. If you're using the medjool dates, you use less. It adds the sweetener, and it also kind of bulks it all together. And dates are really good for you. They're a really good source of fiber. Now I'm adding some figs. I picked up this bag of figs from Costco quite some time ago, and I'm trying to use them up. So they're made in Nature as well, and they're organic. So I add them in too because they're really good for fiber as well. And what I also add is I add a little bit of cinnamon. Okay? So what I've already done is I've already measured out the coconut water, and I have a cup and a half of that. So what we're going to need is we're going to need one of these little whisker things. You could use a fork as well, but I use a whisker. So before I start pulling all these things together, what I do is I take my chia seeds and I add my 1/4 cup to the water. And I always put my ingredients away as I'm cooking anything, so that way I know I've already used them. So what you do is you just kind of whisk this up. Right, I use a glass measuring cup, and I whisk it up really good, and you will see that after a couple of minutes it really starts to soften them up, and they start to swell. The chia seeds will swell, and so we'll just put that aside. What that does is it thickens it up and gels the pudding to be like a pudding form. So I'm going to I've been soaking my dates and figs. I just soak them a little bit in just some filtered water, just to kind of soften them up a bit, and kind of rinse them off a bit like that. So, okay, so we've got to wait a couple of minutes for the chia seeds to swell up a bit. Now I use a Vitamix for this. I haven't found any other blender that works for me that can really do the job I need. There's Blendtec out there. There's Magic something or other. So there's a lot of different blenders. So it depends on your preference, and it depends on whether it does the job. Personally, I like my Vitamix because it does everything I need it to do. So it's an expensive machine, but it's a very good investment if you're going to be, especially if you're going to be doing any kind of raw foods. So I have the tall container, and I also have a short one. They also have another short one for making flour, but this is not the one. This is the one that you make smoothies and various other things in, and it's a smaller one, so I like to use a smaller one for when I'm making this, because it's not really a lot of, it doesn't make a lot I've tried doubling this recipe, but I prefer to do it single. So we've got these that they've softened up a bit and they've swelled. See how they swell? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to pour some of this into our Vitamix, about half. So there we go. Now we're going to add our dates and figs. This is the way I do it. I mean, other people may do it a different way, but it's the way I found works for me. Is this is how I layer it in there. So we're going to add this. You might not have to cut them up as much as I do. You can also add a little bit of ginger to this, raw ginger. You can add all kinds of different things if you want to give it whatever taste you want it to have besides the chocolate. And so there we go. That's all in. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add, we've done the dates and the figs, we're going to add the cacao powder, which is, we're going to use 1/3 of a cup of cacao powder. Just scoop it out. It doesn't matter if there's any lumps because the machine will take care of that for you. Again, we're going to put this away. The vanilla powder, you need about 1/8 of a teaspoon. Now if you're using vanilla extract, you could use a little bit more. You always use less if it's the powder. So that's about 1/8 of a teaspoon in there. We're going to sprinkle a little bit of cinnamon in. You say how much? Well, I just sprinkle, so I'm not exactly sure of how much I put in. Probably 1/4 of a teaspoon or so. So I'll just sprinkle it in there. Because I buy a lot of things in bulk at the organic stores, I keep them in little containers to save some money. Because when you're buying organic, it does get a little expensive. So now we add the rest of our chia mix. And this is going to make noise, but if you're making it at the same time as me, yours should be making noise as well, and then you'll get to see how long about it takes to make this. So, set that on, put it on a low to start with, and then start adding, giving a little bit more power. You gotta get those dates and figs all mashed up and everything in there, because you want this to be smooth. You want the chia seeds to mix in together too, so it's more like a smooth pudding. So in the meantime, we'll put some things away. Okay, and then you take up the speed a bit. And then we're going to go full on with the speed and put on the superpower speed. And you're looking for it to create 4, you'll see it when it happens, it's like 4 little lumps like, that are twirling together at the top. Okay? So bear with me with the noise. Take a peek and see how smooth this is. Oh yeah, I don't know if you can see that, but there it is. It's very, very smooth. Very, very, very smooth. So now what we're going to do is we're going to, I have these little mason jars, little glass mason jars. I think they're about, I think they're about half a cup. I'm pretty sure, but I'm not positive. But I think it's around that, or it could be just a quarter of a cup. So you know what, we're going to check that right now. Let's see, I'm going to grab my half a cup and see if they're half a cup or not. Yes, they are. I was right. They're half a cup. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this chocolate pudding mixture and we're going to put them into, don't fill them up entirely because you want to leave room for a little bit of fruit on the top. So yummy. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be adding some fruit that I've already put through the Vitamix a while ago. I keep some in the fridge all the time. What I do is I take some frozen fruit from Costco, frozen organic fruit. This is mangoes, strawberries, blueberries, and raspberries. And so I thaw them a bit. I put them in my Vitamix so that they're almost like a jelly form. And I keep them in the fridge for adding to whatever I want. So what we do is we top this up with a little bit of fruit on every one of these. Just 1 tablespoon will do it. That's good. Now what we'll do is put the lids on. I keep my lids in a container so that they're handy. And because I'm not doing any kind of canning with these or anything, I continue to use the same lids. I wash them really good in hot water, hot soapy water. I don't put them in the dishwasher or they rust, and I wash them really good. I do put the jars in the dishwasher. So then what we do is we just put a lid on it, presto, put them in the fridge, put them in the freezer. I like to put them in the freezer, and then that way if we're going out somewhere, I grab a couple of jars, a couple of spoons, don't forget the spoons, take them in the car in some kind of a little cooler or bag of some sort, and that way wherever we go, by the time we get there usually, or we want a snack, they're thawed and we can just eat them right out there. Now to clean out your Vitamix, take your Vitamix, put some water in it. Some people add a little bit of soap. I don't, because I end up washing it at the end of the day anyway. Throw it on. Presto. It's clean. Or at least as clean as it's going to get until you wash it. That's truth. Oh, actually I was going to tell you a little bit about the coconut water and the chia seeds and the cacao powder. So just 1 second, I'll get a few of my notes. Okay, when it comes to cacao, cacao is the purest form of chocolate that you can consume, which means it is raw and much less processed than those regular cocoa things that you can buy in the store. It also, out of all the foods, it has the highest source of magnesium. So magnesium is really good for you, for your bones and things like that. And so you can Google it or take a look online. I might provide you with some links of where I've gotten some of my information from, if I can figure out how to do that at the end of the video. And let's take a look at chia seeds. Now chia seeds are just a powerhouse of different kinds of vitamins and nutrients and antioxidants, and they're great for a low-carb diet. They're great for your digestive system. They're like little roto-rooters that go through there and clean out your colon and stuff. And so they'll feed the good bacteria in your intestine, and then they'll nourish your body with essential compounds for your immunity and overall health. And they have some protein in them, so that's really great. So, and they support healthy bones. So another thing that you can look up online as well to get your own information regarding that. Now, coconut water. Coconut water, it has minerals like calcium, iron, manganese, magnesium, and zinc, which is really good. It's also got the vitamin B complex, riboflavin, niacin, thiamine, and a few others that I can't pronounce. So I would, and it's got really good potassium, which we all need potassium. So again, here's to your health. I'm Truth Renaissance. Until next time, bon appetit.